Back in the days of the Old Testament, there was a Babylonian king named Belshazzar. He led a decadent lifestyle, even by ancient standards. I'm talking about keeping a harem full of beautiful women and throwing drunken orgies that would last for days. One night he decided to really push the royal envelope. He usually held his parties in his palace, but on this night, he decided to hold one in the city's holiest temple. The king got so drunk that at the height of the party, he started drinking wine out of sacred cups that had been brought to the temple from Jerusalem. They were only supposed to be handled by the temple's priest, but Belshazzar was on a mission to prove there wasn't any taboo he wouldn't break. Almost immediately after he finished drinking from the cups, the king suddenly saw a disembodied hand writing the following phrase on the temple's wall: Mene Mene Tekel Parsin. At first, he probably thought he had too much wine, but when he took a closer look, he saw the words were really on the wall. That sobered him up quick. He called his wise man over to explain what the hell was going on, but they couldn't understand what the words said either. Then he called over the Hebrew prophet Daniel, who was able to translate what the words meant. God has numbered the days of your kingdom and brought it to an end. You have been weighed and found wanting. It was a serious warning, but Belshazzar wasn't worried. He was the king of Babylon after all. No Hebrew god was going to tell him what to do. So he kept the wine flowing and his party going. He should have listened though. Fed up with the disrespect, that Hebrew god struck Belshazzar dead that very night and left his empire in ruins. I share that story because it represents the origins of the phrase, the writings on the wall. Back then, it was about a king who defied God. Today, we use it to describe a moment where it should be obvious that the situation is about to take a turn for the worse. In a business context, you might say that the writing was on the wall for BlackBerry once the iPhone came out, or that the writing was on the wall for Blockbuster once everyone started ordering movies from Netflix. Of course, in hindsight, it's easy to look back on what happened to the BlackBerries and Blockbusters of the world and identify when their fortunes were about to take a turn for the worse. To actually identify when that turn is happening in real time, especially when it's happening to you, is a much harder task. That's because the writing is never actually on the wall. If that was the case, it would be easy to know when to shift up your business plan, start looking for a new job, or even get out of a bad relationship. But no one flew a plane over the Blockbuster headquarters trailing a banner that read, "Hey CEO, renting DVDs is about to be a thing of the past. In the future, everyone will stream their movies." Just like you're not going to walk into your job and find a note on your desk that says, "Just a heads up, we're going to be downsizing in the next year, and your job is going to be eliminated. Might want to start looking for something else now." Or just like how you're definitely not going to come home one night and find a post-it on the fridge that says, "Hey baby, I just wanted to let you know I'm having an affair with your best friend." No, if you're the CEO of Blockbuster, you got to have enough vision to see where things are going and transition your business to a streaming model before Netflix corners the market. If you're that employee, you got to have your finger on the pulse of the industry. Realize your company isn't doing as well as it had been, and start looking for that new job while you still have some leverage. If you're that wife, you need to cut that friend off and have a serious talk with your husband, or maybe even just kick that man out of the house. It would be great to get advanced intel whenever we're about to enter a tough period, but unfortunately, none of us will ever be warned as plainly as Belshazzar was. You might not ever be able to